Thank you for joining us bright and early. Welcome to TDX. We're here to talk about Agentforce, give you some tips and tricks on how you can get started, and we're going to share some roadmap information. So it should be a good 20 minutes. Just by way of introduction, my name is Hemant Bedekar. I'm a Senior Director of Adoption and Growth, been at Salesforce for 11 years, been working on Agentforce for almost a year now, and engaging with customers like yourselves, helping you be successful on Agentforce.
Thank you, Hemant. And my name is Sam Sharaf. I'm a product lead at Agentforce, working on some really groundbreaking innovation, and very excited to share with you how it can fuel your journey and adoption on Agentforce.
Just a quick forward-looking statement. We are going to talk about roadmap. Please make buying decisions based on products that are generally available and not on the roadmap, because roadmaps can change. So here's what we're going to spend the next 20 minutes on. We'll do a quick introduction to Agentforce. Hopefully you've heard about Agentforce by now. We're going to just give you a quick grounding on what it is. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to get started. If you are thinking about Agentforce, if you've taken the first steps, but not quite there yet, deploying agents in your production environment, we'll give you some tips and tricks. We have one fantastic customer success story that I'm going to share. Hopefully you will have some learnings from that. And then Sam and his team are working on some really exciting innovations. So we'll give you a sneak peek of what's coming at Trailblazer DX and what's next on our roadmap. So just wanted to give you a quick overview of what Agentforce is. So we like to say that we are in the third generation of AI. In the first two generations, we had chatbots, co-pilots, which were good for limited functionality. Chatbots required a lot of if-then-else statements to do their job. Co-pilots were very good at assisting the work that you were doing, but they were not autonomous. With Agentforce and with the massive innovation that we are seeing in the AI world, with language models, with generative AI, with reasoning engines, all that can be fixed now in Agentforce. So in Agentforce, first of all, when you build agents with the deeply unified platform on top of the Salesforce platform, when you build and deploy agents, the agents, they know your business through something we call grounding. And we'll look at that in just a second. So the agents, they have context, they know your business, they can understand natural language, right? So when people interact, we don't always use very formal languages, right? Sometimes we use jargon, sometimes we use sarcasm, sometimes we use humor. And in the past, the tools were inadequate. They wouldn't really understand the intent and what you're trying to say. With Agentforce and with the new innovations in the AI technology, these agents can now understand the intent of what a person is trying to communicate. They can plan, and there is a reasoning engine behind it, so they can understand what you're trying to do. And because they know your business, they're also able to take actions on your behalf. And because it's built on the Salesforce platform, what that means is you can reuse your investments in Salesforce, like what the flows that you have built, the Apex code that you have, the permission sets and profiles that you have already established. You can reuse all of that when you're building and deploying your agents. So you don't have to do that work again because of the deeply unified platform that Agentforce is built on top of. And it's inherently scalable. These Agentforce agents, at the end of the day, they are a software program. So they are inherently scalable. You don't have to work in 8-hour shifts. The agents are always available to help your customers in whatever use case you are deploying them for. I talked about the deeply unified platform. Unified platform. So this is what our deeply unified platform looks like. We have the Salesforce platform, the Einstein trust layer underpinning it all. So trust and security is always built in. Trust is our #1 value. Then you have the data cloud layer that you see. There's a lot of innovation there. Using zero copy technology, using data cloud, you're able to pull the information that your agents are going to need, the context that your agents are going to need. You're able to pull internal and external sources of data without having to copy the data into your environment. Customer 360 apps, this is what you would know as Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and so forth. So based on your use case, what you're using Salesforce for, you would have one or more of Customer 360 apps. And then Agentforce on top of that. So you can build and deploy agents in the flow of your work. If you're using it for sales, you're going to use it for service. You can build and deploy these agents in the flow of your work. And the agents are very easy to build. We have made it very easy for you using Agent Builder, using declarative tools. You don't have to write code. And for the developers in our audience, we actually have low-code, pro-code options available to you as well when you're building and deploying your agents. Just going to give you a few tips on how you can get started. You might be somewhere on this journey. You might be on the left-hand side. You might be on the right-hand side. You might be somewhere in the middle. some of the lessons learned from engaging with customers. So on the first step, I recommend think about governance and training. This is kind of a new proverbial muscle that you're going to need with Agentforce. There is a lot of new technology coming out. A lot has changed in the last 1 year. Like when we were doing our V2MOM planning, like we were amazed at how much has changed because so much technology has come out, not just from Salesforce, but from the broader ecosystem. So you want to have a plan to upskill your employees before you dive deep into Agentforce. You want to know what the technologies are, what Salesforce offers, and Trailhead is an excellent way to learn more about what Salesforce offers in the AI space. Do hackathons, lunch and learn events. I have seen excellent success that our customers have had in coming up with a use case, right? What is a good use case for Agentforce? So instead of making a top-down decision, encourage innovation at the edge of your organization. And often, some of the best ideas will come from people where you least expect them. And then in the middle part of it, I recommend you do a pilot. That will help you build that proverbial muscle. The question that we ask when we talk to customers is, what business problem would you like to solve with or without Agentforce? So ask yourself that question. And the answer to that question will probably guide you towards the appropriate use case. I would highly recommend don't build and deploy agents just for the sake of it, right? Solve a real business problem, start with a pilot. There are going to be new ways of doing things, so this will help you build that proverbial muscle when you do a pilot from beginning to end. And then change management is going to be extremely important. This is going to be different. There are going to be agents deployed in your organization. This is going to be a new way of doing things. And humans have a natural resistance to change, not for any ulterior motives, but we just resist change. You want to have a strategy to manage that, including a calm strategy. And we also have an excellent levers change management framework that you can find on Trailhead that you can use. And then think about what next steps you're going to take. Your pilot will be successful, will help you make it successful. What do you do after that? You want to have a set of ideas that you're going to work on once your pilot is successful. We actually went through all those steps because we had a business problem. This is the help.salesforce.com portal that you probably have seen. You have probably opened a few cases yourself. On the left-hand side, you see how it was in September, October timeframe of last year before we deployed Agentforce. There is a whole lot of knowledge and information. Salesforce has been around for 25 years now. There's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge articles, release notes, and so on and so forth. But information was hard to find. And when you search for something, you just get links back. Now we deployed Agentforce on the help portal. You're welcome to have a look, by the way. Go to help.salesforce.com. You can see it in action. And now we are able to provide personalization. When people search for something, instead of just getting links back, now they get a natural language answer back, right? Just like a human would respond to you. You can try it yourself. I'll really encourage you to try it. It is quite good. So we went through that steps that I showed in the previous screen, and we solved this business problem that we had. You might be wondering, okay, like what are the metrics? What are your results? What have you seen after you deployed Agentforce on the help portal? We are seeing almost 30,000 conversations on a weekly basis. So a lot of people are coming, having conversations with that service agent that we have on the help portal. Our resolution rates are excellent. Before we deployed Agentforce, our resolution rates were at 31%. It's at 87% now. So you can see the real impact that it is having on resolving an issue that somebody might have when they visit the help portal. And then escalation rates are down by 37 percentage points. So before we deployed, we were at 39%, and escalation rates are now at 2%. So you can see this real business challenge being solved in this case when we deployed Agentforce, the service use case for Agentforce on the help portal. So this is what AI was meant to be, right? Humans and agents working together, enabling customer success. And all this is available today, but that's not all. Innovation does not stop. And Sam and his team are working on many different things. So Sam, do you want to talk to us about that?
Sure. Thank you, Hemant, for laying out the journey and the customer example. Like I said before, I'm a product lead with our Agentforce product team. And we are actually working on some really cool innovations. And these cool innovations are basically targeted so that your journey of adoption, and as you start thinking of the use cases and building out your agents, how can we make it easier for you? So that's some of what I'm going to cover. And I'm going to reference, the first one is AI-assisted agent generation. This is of the 4 or 5 features I'm going to mention. This probably is one of my favorite ones, because number one, when we talked to the customers, a lot of feedback was, hey, even though the agent building aspect is declarative, right? You define a topic, you define a set of instructions, and you associate your agent with an action, either an Apex invocable action or a flow. It was still a little bit hard, especially for the new business analysts, for the admins and business analysts. How do we build an effective agent? And then we thought about, what if we use AI to help the actual agent creation process? And this basically, we are announcing at TDX. It's available. And you can create now agent with natural language. AI is built in, and it can help you, number one, suggest topics. Imagine if I'm building an agent and I'm stuck, like, hey, what's a good definition of a topic? AI can help assist me that. Now, next step is instructions. I am stuck on, like, hey, what are the key instructions I should type? What is a good way? AI can help me there. And not only that, it can help me refine my topics, my instructions, after I have built it. So that takes it to the next level. So really excited to announce this, and would love for you guys to try it out. Next one, very closely tied to this, is Agentforce Testing Center. So that's also generally available now. And think of, before AI, think of all the development lifecycle, building traditional apps. So the essence of that we are bringing into Agentforce. And the idea here is, what if we use AI to automatically test agent accuracy at scale? What if AI can help you create test cases for the agents you have built? And not only that, you can run hundreds of these test cases in parallel. So we thought of scale also in mind when we built a testing center, that for enterprise use cases, you might have hundreds or even thousands of tests you need to execute. Another key aspect, tying it back to the previous slide, is similar to the AI assist. We allow you to refine and iterate your agent based on the results. So for example, if the accuracy or the performance is not what you desire, you can iterate and improve on it. This is a big announcement. We are introducing Agent Exchange, the first enterprise agentic marketplace. With Agent Exchange, similar to App Exchange, the idea is, why build something which our expert partners might have already built with their deep expertise in industries and specific use cases? Similar to App Exchange, now you can go to Agent Exchange and download pre-built agent actions, topics, and prompt templates. So a typical use case could be that, hey, I am working in healthcare, and I need a particular specific agent action, which my team might take 3 or 4 months to build. I can go to Agent Exchange and find something which meets my needs, and then I can simply extend my agent with that. So happy to announce 200+ agent actions, topics, and prompt templates already available. We are working on agent templates, which will make deploying agents also easy on Agent Exchange. And then we have Agent APIs. Agent APIs is in pilot phase. That's one of the key features which has been requested by a lot of our customers and partners. And the main reason for that is, think of our traditional Salesforce approach, right? Everything we build is API first. And the same philosophy, the same strategy we are applying towards Agentforce also is that we are introducing Agentforce APIs. So what could be some of the business use cases or scenarios for using Agentforce API? But before I dive into that, what's the definition of it, right? What is it? So similar to Salesforce APIs, you can programmatically invoke agentic API or your agents within Salesforce using these APIs. So what's the use case for that? Imagine you're a business, and you have a homegrown service agent portal that's running on your website. Now you want to invoke an agent which you have built in your Salesforce org. How would you do that? The answer is Agentforce APIs. So you connect your business portal, let's call it the service portal, where you want to have your agent get all the high priority cases which are open, right? So from your business portal, you can invoke the API and say like, hey, agent XYZ, get me all my top 10 high priority cases opened by my customers in this region. And your agent will be able to do that. So that's a very simple API use case, right? But like Hemant was saying earlier, that the beauty of agents is that they can plan, they can reason, right? They have the intelligence built in. So then think of it taking to the next level where it's not just an API invocation through the agent. It's also like, what are the reasoning abilities these agents can use, which can provide you more information? And what we're going next with that is I'm working on forward-looking statement. I'm working on multi-agent agent interoperability to extend that use case further. So think of the use cases where our customers might have built their agents using third-party technologies. How do these agents communicate and interact with Agentforce agents? What does that protocol look like? What does that context sharing look like? How does multi-turn conversation looks like in that context, right? So all of that our team is building, and would be happy to share more with you. So let's do a wrap up. So number one, I'm going to rephrase our key topic, which is you bought Agentforce, now what? So now what is tying to this one? So number one, identify your use cases, right? Like Hemant was saying, do a hackathon, or simply gather your team in a room and say like, hey, let's have an ideation workshop where you simply write down on the paper, what is the business case, what the agent is going to do, what are the agent responsibilities and tasks will be. Use AI Assist and Agent Builder to test, to create and testing center to test your agents. And then leverage Agentforce APIs for use cases where you can invoke agents from outside, as well as Agent Exchange to extend your agents. We would love your feedback. We say at Salesforce, feedback is a gift. So if you can scan this code, the first 800 participants providing feedback will be entered to get a $5 Starbucks gift card. Would be good if you are a coffee connoisseur like me. And what if you have a cool Agentforce story to tell us, to share with us as well as other customers? Scanning this QR code will let you enter into that drawing for winning some cool Salesforce swag. And with that, on behalf of Hemant and I, we want to thank you for attending our session. We will be on the side of the stage for any questions. Do we have a minute left? Should we take a question or two?
We can just get off stage. Off stage.
Off stage, yes. So let's do it off stage. And we would love to talk to you and understand how your AI journey is going. Thank you.